Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, beautiful, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to speak about the flowing, creative, but also structured flow. You know, to be creative, to use your imagination, and to, well, have certain artistic endeavors when we use our inner faculties for such, we need a little structure. Without a structure for creativity, the creativity have a tendency to flow in all directions without any proper guidance or feeling. It has feelings to them, but it is disjointed in a sense, fragmented. By having a structure, a hierarchy, a inner strength and, well, certain feelings for this whole of reality and its many, many different regions, beings, and also, well, variations, the changes, the differentiations of many, many things. The more we get to be clear-cut, meticulous, and strong within our mind soul when we contemplate these things, the stronger you become within your own inner being. You see your ego work work all within your astral body, your physical body, your etheric body, and in your etheric body you have the mind soul, the consciousness soul, and the ascension soul. I have mentioned them earlier. That means when you passively look at a rose or a flower, you are feeling something. Then your ego are in the ascension soul, when you feel for the flower, but just passively. If you take the flower and contemplate its nature, its reality, its structure, its everything, then you are changing it to the mind soul, the intelligent soul. That is where you are contemplating the flower, but you are not necessarily looking at it anymore. You can go away from it. You can go home and contemplate the flower. And then you want to share that flower and the joy of that flower with someone else. So you go pick that flower or you go buy a flower and give it to someone you love and someone you like. Then you have moved the flower from the intelligent soul to the consciousness soul, where you have consciously chosen an action for the rose. That was just three regions of our etheric body alone. Our astral body is our longings, our pleasures, pains, sorrows, joys. It is also our movements. It is reflected physically in our nervous system. Our etheric body is reflected in our secreting glandular system. And our ego, our center, is reflected in the blood, in the heart. And our physical body, our will, is reflected in our limbic metabolic system. It is just physical reflection of spiritual natures, spiritual truths. We are built up by all of these, and if we only were physical bodies, we will be minerals. If we only had physical bodies and etheric body, we would be a plant. If we had only physical body, etheric body, and astral body, we would be an animal. But since we have an ego within these three sheaths, we are a human being. And this ego, otherwise in animal species, is outside of their body. Their bodies is an extension, is like fingernails to our body. The physical animal being is that to the group ego. The group ego, of course, let's just call it the animal gods, the animal spirits in a sense. And the animals are the fingers that comes down more or less. If you put, I love this example. If you cut 10 holes in the wall and you put your 10 fingers in the holes, you will see the 10 fingers, but you do not necessarily see the person behind. But you definitely are aware that there are a unifying guiding force behind those fingers. That is the same principle with the animals. And the difference between the animal group soul and ego is that our ego and soul is within our body. The group ego, the group soul of the animal is outside, and they are extensions. And that is also why we operate and are, well, working completely different from animals. We are creative, we are awake, aware, have certain freedoms within our own inner being to think clearly, to feel clearly, and to act upon our will in certain controlled ways. Animals are locked, shackled into certain passions that is related to their specific species. They eat certain things, they hunt certain things, and so on and so forth. We human beings are extremely flexible otherwise in that way. It is all about seeing things objectively, and then come to where we are in this. In the physical sense, we are the highest being that is on this planet. In the spiritual sense, we are the lowest. We are but the beggars of the spirit here, and the higher hierarchy are above us. But as you see below us again, is the animal and the demonic and the devilish world, if you can get my drift. So it is all about holding Ahriman shackled down in the underworld. Lucifer breaks his own wings, he's in the air, but he breaks his own wings when we show both of them compassion. We know that these are microcosmic beings. They got thrown out of the macrocosm to, well, I have mentioned this before, but they are parasites in our development. They have to develop through us. That is their punishment for their transgression. They are beings that are lagging behind, and that is the only reason they are showing themselves as evil. Because what was good and graceful and, well, had a certain beauty to it in earlier times is today not fit, you see? So it is only in the wrong place at the wrong time, ill-timed good as we call it. It is all about putting that too into perspective, because things are crystallized in different points in time. But if we are constantly developing, moving, changing, transforming, you are always in movement and you are not stuck at certain places in time, you see? You come into time and you follow along with it, with your body, with your soul and spirit, with all of your faculties. And this flow, this creation will help you transform your being, growing the seeds of the future, allowing you to become spiritually actively creative, allowing inspirational influx from the higher realms. And when I say the higher realms, I mean the macrocosmic realm. There is no evil in the macrocosmic realm. There is evil in the microcosmic realm down here on Earth, but there is no cosmic evils. I promise you that. The sun demon, which is Sorath, is still the earth demon. And when this development is finished, Sorath will be his ruler on the 8th sphere. He will have his tiny little planet of earth dross and what couldn't be spiritualized. But he is by no means equal to God. These are beings that is for our development, for us to overcome, to transform our own inner being, to not be swayed, not be tempted by these beings, to not let our soul be corrupted, to let it be degraded and use, you know what I mean here. It is standing strong to the practice, to the virtues, and fall in love with it. Let the work be your love, so that you have a win-win situation on your hand. You love to grow, you love to change, you love to develop, you love to study. What better way to be active and to be strong and sturdy within oneself in confidence by being actively in development? So, having that creative flow, structured creative flow, and with esoteric science, you have a structure around it, a certain hierarchy, a living, unfolding, developing, evolving cosmos, and everything is in change and movement, everything is alive. And the stars are blinking and stroking our our faces with their astral love. And every single star we see up in the heavens are a community of spiritual beings that are loving and watching over us. And it is all about feeling included in that cosmic world. When you are including yourself in this, you are starting to feel the love, the world, and the life you have been given. And you are humble about it. You wish to share and to inspire and to be creative, to show others they can do the same. So that we can bring that inspiration and fire to the world again. That creative effort. So, and a smile when we do it. A feeling of enjoyment and pleasure when we do good, when we unfold ourselves spiritually in a moral and ethical sense. It is about being warm, holding to the heart, holding to the 7 virtues, holding to the 10 commandments. These are guideposts that have been given to hold ourselves strong to inner values, to inner loves. The more we are holding to it, the more we spiritualize and purify our body, so we become more alike the higher hierarchy. So we can grow into the higher hierarchy over time. So it is all about having the feel of these things, and that knowing that this earth development is very unique. We, of course, because of Lucifer's temptation, we came down to this physicality a little too early. If he didn't meddle in our development, we wouldn't have to deal with him and Ahriman right now. We would do it a little later. But they had to do the best they could with the temptation that did happen, the fall to darkness, and hence they are now using what happened, everything that has occurred, everything that is reality here. They are the wise guidance of the world. Even every single karma, everything is being put into action and assistance by the higher hierarchy. So we use these lifetimes, these incarnations, to grow, to study, develop, and to become more excellent and outstanding souls. Souls that are more close to the divinity and to true goodness, to love. To never let go of love. To never become bitter, to never harden, to never dry up. That is giving up. You are already killing something within you by doing so. No, the love that is constantly moving and swaying within your being, it is also painful now and then. But this love always weaves and waves and changes and forms our being. Makes us understand deeper, makes us want to explore more, want us to listen, to sit silently, to be inspired, to have a certain will to live, effort, being a human being, being a personality, an individual, but also knowing you are a part of the whole, and we are working for the whole. And I think I will leave you with this today. Beautiful morning, beautiful silence, beautiful flow. And from the silent flow, love can come out or pain can come out. It is all about what we are. What we are, we see. When we transform our being, we start to see things differently outside. Because we change our faculties of perception, of understanding, of comprehension, of sensing, of thinking, feeling, willing. All of these in between too. Every spiritual reality that might affect us every day, we find out about, so that we can see where we are guided, where we are led, what we are meant to train, what we are meant to develop. It is all about the meticulousness. And it is about having the sense of sincerity, honesty with yourself. I long to know about these things. I long for God. I long for the spiritual, the beggar of the spirit. And they give us that carrot on a stick, And that carrot on a stick, oh, it's so worth it. Every time you get a nibble on that, you just, whoa, we need to keep going. You know what I mean. If you have experienced it, you know exactly what I mean. That is what it means to be the beggar of the spirit. Truly, truly. Every spiritual experience is a grace for the future, to help mankind, to help being, warm, inclusive, help you wake up your genius through being inspirational, creative, because you are a genius. It is about waking that genius up in you, that beautiful, amazing individual personality of yours, and cultivate what you love, the understanding for the world. And the more understanding for the world you have, the more you enjoy and appreciate and are grateful for the world, because the more you see of the world, the more there is to be grateful for. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, higher hierarchy, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, Oriphiel, every archangel from every planetary sphere, bless, protect, guide, love you on your unique path. May you be guided, and may you have the beautiful, creative, warm, nurturing inspirations from the good, progressive, loving spirits. And may God, the Holy Spirit, Christ, stay with you and watch over you and warm their blanket of love over you. May you feel protected. May you feel appreciated. May you feel like you have a place in this world. May you feel like you are a human being that, well, is amazing. Just to say it mildly. Love you all. Thank you so much. We are closing to 100 subscribers. That is pretty crazy to me. It's a steady growth, but the steady growth is the stable growth, the foundational growth that stands strong in the foundation of your own inner spiritual structure. It's hard to shake, So keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Goodbye.